Well, this is different. You'll excuse my disheveled appearance. Not what you'd expect from a prosperous New Haven trader, let alone a general of the colonial army. Nor is a snowbound wilderness the ideal place to receive a guest, but then again, I seldom have guests. It was different once. Once they called me a hero of the revolution. Revolution. Take a good long look at that word. A true general examines his ground before he enters into battle. The enemy has set a trap for you. Do you see it? You're taught to think of a revolution as a steady movement forward. But a revolution is circular. It revolves like the head of a screw or the wheel of a cart. Destiny's coin flipping in the air, turning and turning until it always comes back to the same place. Maya Angelou once said, "The more you know of your history, the more liberated you are." We've all heard the stories of George Washington crossing the Delaware and Thomas Jefferson penning the Declaration of Independence. But just how liberating are these stories? And when we reduce these stories down to the good and simple events that shaped our nation, what do we lose? When we only look at these people and from a godlike status, we lose the humanity of each and every one of them, and in turn make it impossible to understand their flaws and shortcomings. When we only look at the good things they did, we forget the bad things such as rape, suppression of the Constitution, slavery, stealing native territory, and on and on. But this story takes a look at the Revolutionary War from the perspective of Benedict Arnold, a long-dead fighter in the war, whose name is now synonymous with the word traitor. But through him, we see a side of history not usually captured. And only when we look at every part of a story can we truly understand it. Only when we look at every part of history can we truly understand a revolution by Stephen DuBois. It's freezing out here. Let me see if I can get a fire going. The revolution. Well, no man can say we weren't provoked. Picture this. You're sailing your ship down to the West Indies with a ship purchased only on credit, never to see your Peggy or sons for months at a time. And one small mishap can reduce your entire family to destitution. But you sail safely into port. You've done it. Your ingenuity and skills have been the making of you. The profits await. There stands a man with a stamp in his hand and a smirk on his face. This man has come to assess the value of your goods and take a tenth for himself and for his king. Sibitoke. That was my motto in the trading industry. For myself and for all. And for all, of course, I was eager to serve. But this man, with his stamp in his uncalloused hand, what has he risked? Was it any wonder that we rose in revolution? Was it any wonder that I was in the vanguard? Oh, don't think I don't know about your legendary founding fathers. You see, that's my curse, to know all the past, present, and future of this country I midwived into existence. Washington, the living God. Franklin, the hero of the Enlightenment. And Hamilton, the rap musician. I can't make heads or tails on that one. But while they were off bickering in Philadelphia, I launched my most ambitious mission yet, a midwinter invasion of Canada. The sheer audacity of it. And it almost worked. If it weren't for a freak snowstorm, we could have pushed the British all the way back to Quebec, the entire continent of America, in American hands. Destiny's coin. How different things could have been. Instead, locked outside the walls, smallpox running rampant, shot twice through the leg, blood of my own blood of my brave boys. We were sent packing. Months ago, Congress had called me the American Hannibal. Now they condemned me as a glory hunter. And then I received a letter from home. Peggy, the one who I had left all those many times on trading ventures, Peggy, the one who I had abandoned in favor of freedom and liberty. She was gone. A sudden fever. My sons, motherless. So be it. Sibitoke. We all lose someone in the war. I left my sons in the hands of my sister, and I took Congress to scorn and became a subordinate under that insolent imbecile that was General Gates. And while he was off talking with a captured British officer, we stormed the British front lines on horseback, charging straight into cannon fire. And a British officer said that that day, you could see a magnetic flame that enveloped everyone within my sphere of influence and turned us all into heroes. But the truth was, I was blasted out of my mind on rum. We all were. Someone had snuck a barrel in last night, but no matter. We won the battle that day, and in turn, we won the war. We got the French in on our side. Every single ounce of freedom you have, you owe to me and those boys. Those brave, drunk boys. But I never saw any of that victory. Charging on my horse, shot by cannon fire, I fell right on top of the same goddamn leg. Those bastards in the medical tent left it 2 inches shorter. Every step a new agony, every stride a fresh new hell. And so I wrote to Congress. My business was in ruin. My debt astronomical, my family without a cord of firewood. And they said that my charge couldn't be authorized. My charge that had won America its freedom had been unauthorized, which gave a gold medal to Gates, the hero of Saratoga. What would you do? I had lost everything. My fortune, my family, my goddamn leg. And I had been undermined at every point by those schemers, those speechifiers, those slave-holding champions of liberty. Sibitoke, for others and for myself. I was done spending time at the bottom of the wheel. It was time for things to turn. And so yes, I did it. I sold the plans to the defense at West Point to the British. And with it, I sold all those boys' sacrifices who had died alongside me. Sold everyone's belief and honor of me. I sold Washington and Schuler. I sold their trust in me. I sold my legacy forever tarnished. But I took my family and I went into exile. And I went to my deathbed expecting hell. But I woke up here. And maybe this is hell, because every day I wake up on the same trail and it's freezing cold. You'll tell my story, won't you? I was a traitor, yes. But I was more than that. Now, if you'll excuse me. I have a long walk ahead of me.